In this video, I'm going to walk you through how to add a new module to Specula. Modules are the units of VB script that we can send to a Specula agent for it to execute a capability on a hooked host. For this video, I'm going to assume that you've already installed and set up Specula, and that you have a testing agent to run your code on calling back. The way that modules are sorted or housed within Specula is within this functions folder. From there, we have a hierarchy of capabilities, and that hierarchy is defined by the folders and the associated Python and text files within them. For today, we're going to go ahead and start by looking at execute host cmd.py and its associated cmd.txt. For any given module, you're going to have a Python class. That class name must be spec, and it must subclass spec module. The fields that you see being set here, up through what I currently have highlighted, are required and should be set about like so. Any arguments that you want to be controlling and passing into your VB script should be set like so, with a key value pair. The values here are further defined within our wiki, and if you want that additional information, I advise that you go look there. As we can see, we have an option called command. That will be placed into our template here. This is using the Jinja scripting language. You can do things like for loops or if-else statements. And if you want some more information about that, you can go look at Jinja's documentation. So for this, we have our help defined. We say that we're using cmd-waxc to run a capability. For that capability, we need to know what you want to run. And that will be handled here. So we can see we're using wscript.shell. We're going to deal with a file system object. We set up our command. We execute it. And then if the file we were redirecting to exists, we will read that in and we will return it. If you haven't done much VB script before, the way that you return a value from a function is you set the function name equal to your return value. You could program in multiple functions within that backend VB script. The one that the Specula agent is going to be calling and expects to be getting a return value from is what you define in this self.entry field. So let's go ahead and use this as our example. I'm going to interact with my test agent. I'm going to quickly clear anything that used to exist. And then I'm going to use module. Execute host cmd. I'll set my command to something simple like ipconfig, and I'm going to run that. We have a separate video that goes through using modules, but essentially we have just configured this module, which packaged this VB script such that the next time our agent called in, we threw this down, it could execute it, and posted back the results. Once our queue is empty and that has been run, I can type data and see that that was executed. Let's go ahead and add a new capability now. I'm going to add within the hierarchy what I want my capability to be called and accessed as. And I'm going to add the associated VB script file, which does need to have the .txt extension and does need to have the base name matching whatever your .py file is. For simplicity's sake, I'm going to take what we previously had and simply modify it. So we're going to echo the string that was provided as an argument, and we're going to return it as the output. Let's go ahead and update our entry point to instead be echo string, and we'll change our command to be echo string. Now for our actual VB script, we don't have much going on here. We do need our function name definition. We're going to need that to be a proper VB script function. So we have our end function. And then we simply want to return whatever this was. We'll update our function name to be what's expected. And then we'll set that equal to this argument that we're patching into our template. If I want to do something special with that, say I want it to send a pushover notification or queue additional tasking if my return output matched something, I can override this function. And I can take an action based on what is returned. I can say something like if data hello world print I executed a new module. So that can go ahead and be what we do if the string that we echoed was hello world. Now to load this, I have a couple of options. I can say update codebase. That will find all new modules and load them in. If you're just updating an existing module, you should restart the server. Let's go ahead and interact again. Now I want to use my echo command or module that I just created. If I type options, I can see the help in the value that I provided. I can see that I've configured it with hello world, and I can run that capability. We'll give it a moment to execute. We can see that our return handler was called and that our queue is empty. And our output is as we expected. Now you can, of course, do much more complex things than just simply echoing and returning a string. We have numerous examples of capabilities, and they all have their associated VB script. So if you're wanting additional help, I advise you to dig into there. But from a base perspective, adding new modules is relatively simple. You need to create the Python file defining your options, entry point, and potential dependent files. And then you need to define your VB script that has the code and functions that you need to use to execute that capability. If you have further questions, feel free to reach out to us on our Trusted Sec Discord in the Specula channel. And with that, I hope you have a good day.